Hey, and I'm back here on the AK show. Yeah, I had to take a quick, long break because now I'm just getting home-ish from work, dropping daughter off at ballet. So we back here. So yeah, I had to take a quick break because I had to take the girls' pictures before they went to school. First day of school pictures, and then by that time I had to get ready and get out the door to go to work. So I had an extended break. So we up here. We gonna finish up. I'm gonna finish up just my thoughts on SummerSlam of the matches, and then get a little bit talk about the Olympics, and I'm gonna get out your hair. But I think where I left off was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and I had talked about it like their storytelling and Seth being the special guest referee and wearing his get up, which was fabulous. I liked it. I don't know if I could pull something like that off as a ref, but Pogo, you don't need to dig. Just sit there. Cool. And beginning to the whole storyline of like Drew and like Seth Rollins not wanting CM Punk there and whatnot. So like Seth got in Punk's face, and Drew wanted Seth to help him and just let him beat up CM Punk. I mean, at one point during the match, Drew McIntyre grabbed a chair and was like telling Seth, "Just let this happen." And then Seth turned around, and then when Drew McIntyre was about to hit him, Rollins pulled the chair from him and said, "I'm still the referee," and then Punk almost got the win there. But then it just went back and forth, and then Punk had his bracelet on. That is, I believe, I was trying to see it. It's either I think he's got his wife's name on the bracelet that he had, like a friendship bracelet. And at one point, Seth Rollins had it on because McIntyre took it off. And at one point, McIntyre had it on. It fell off McIntyre. Rollins picked it up, put it on his arm just to like pick it up and hold it so it wouldn't go anywhere. CM Punk's got damn match won, but then he looks over there and says, "What are you doing?" That and Seth Rollins is like, "Bro, I just picked it up and just put it on. I just picked it up and put it on, you know." And he was just trying to hold it. He wasn't trying to like make a mockery or piss Punk off. And that almost made Punk lose the match right there. But then, yeah, because Seth took the break, slit. But then at one point, Punk hits Rollins with the GTS, and then after that, McIntyre was able to hit his finisher, and then he got the win, and he told Rollins to come up here and count. And finally, McIntyre, he got the win. He got his revenge for Punk screwing him out of his Money in the Bank, out of his becoming champion, and him pulling him off. I believe it was at WrestleMania, where McIntyre won. He beat Rollins, and then he was mocking Punk, and Punk pulled him off and hit him, and then that's when Damian Priest came out and cashed in. So there was that whole, and that's been brewing for this match. So Punk's first match back. So I enjoyed the match. I thought it was great storytelling. Like I said, I thought this whole SummerSlam was just great storytelling. One big giant storytelling, ending feuds, creating new champions. That's what I thought this whole SummerSlam was about. But all in all, I mean that like that match wasn't specifically for the wrestling. It was more for the storytelling, and that's what wrestling is. It's. Can you stop, please? Thank you. It's more storytelling. I mean, what are you doing? Just how about you go on the couch? There you go. It's storytelling. Wrestling's about storytelling. But on to that, we got a couple more, just two more matches to go over. I just want to get my thoughts on Damian Priest versus Gunther. I enjoyed this match. I mean, what they're doing, I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed Damian Priest as a champion. I'm happy he got a run as champion. But Coco, what are you doing? But you always want to. I like Gunther too. I like watching him because he's just like a big brute guy that's gonna beat the shit out of you, hard hitting. That's what this match was. It was hard hitting, and then the icing on the cake, which I didn't really see coming. I saw that stuff coming with Dominic and Liv Morgan and their whole Rhea Ripley thing. I can see this coming. I didn't see this happening in this match with Finn Balor uh, turning on Damian Priest and basically kicking him. I'm assuming out of the Judgment Day, and I'm assuming Rhea Ripley's out of the Judgment Day too. But Finn Balor turning and going against Damian Priest because Priest hit his finisher. Boom. Gunther was right there. 1, 2. Finn Balor comes, puts Gunther's foot on the rope, and we're like, this motherfucker didn't. So I was like, damn, I didn't see that one coming. And then at one point, I was like, oh, at that point, I was like, oh, Gunther going to win. But then they flipped the script, and I was like, oh, maybe Priest might get the win after all. But then, no, Gunther just went and punished him, put him in submission, and then like beat the shit out of him until he just won the match. But it was a good match. It was a hard hitting match. That was the hard hitting match of the night. Yeah, they bruised each other, they battered each other, and then they topped it off with Finn turning on Damian Priest and basically him losing his title, getting kicked out of the Judgment Day. But you got to congratulate Gunther on becoming the new. I don't want to get the world heavyweight champion, which I'm going to be honest. I wanted Gunther to win the Royal Rumble when it was him and Cody Rhodes left. I don't know if it was this past Rumble or the Rumble before last. It was one of those where he was like the final two, and I was like, bro, I want Gunther to win. Like, let that man get his flowers. Let that man. But I'm happy he got his championship. I mean, the championship victory was overshadowed by the fact of Finn Balor turning on Damian Priest. But sometimes you have to have those storylines. You have to have those type of things happen just to we're trying to do this. We're trying to build toward this. He has his championship match. Yeah, he didn't get like all eyes on him at that moment, but he's gonna have a good championship run, just like he had with the Intercontinental Championship. Oh yeah, he's gonna have a great run, and he's gone through, and it's gonna be tough. I think he'll build the championship up to a point like he did the Intercontinental Championship, to where whoever comes and beats him is gonna elevate them. That's where I think this is going. But I'm excited to see Gunther's run. And then main event, we got Cody Rhodes versus Solo for the undisputed WWE Championship. We all knew this was happening. We all knew this was coming ever since Solo basically took over the bloodline, and after Roman left, and then they beat the hell out of Paul Heyman, who was frightened for his life because Solo was like, I'm the tribal chief now. But so we all know this match was coming. It was under bloodline rules, so basically no DQ, anything can happen. So you already knew somebody was going to come out. I just didn't know when. I mean, you heard there had been rumors that Roman was going to come out, but like overall, like up until like all the shenanigans happened, the match was solid. I enjoyed it. I mean, they went back and forth. They did their thing. They both went and did their thing. They got some great falsies there. When you thought, I thought that was it. I thought that was it. And then eventually the henchmen come out, right, of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. They come out. They start beating up on him. Cody Rhodes gets his some, kicks out, but then Orton and Kevin Owens come out, take care of those two, get them the fuck out of there. They fight to the back. And you're like, there's still one more. There's Jacob Fatu, who eventually comes out and saves Solo from getting a third Crossroads in a row. And then they do their thing and blah, blah, blah. And eventually Jacob Fatu gets Cody Rhodes outside the ring, puts him on the table. He does the big splash from the top rope to the outside onto the announce table. And then like he's sitting there grabbing his leg. And I'm like, damn, he's hurt. Like he's fucking hurt. And then all of a sudden he's telling Solo, hey, get in the ring, get him. I'm hurt. Yeah, you go finish him. But then when that happens, you hear Roman Reigns music hits. And before you get to Roman Reigns, little part coming out and doing what he did. Oh my god, you gotta give you gotta give a shout out to Dan Engler, referee in WWE, whose face like he had the expression like, oh shit, Roman Reigns is here. Because if you've gone back and watched like probably the last year of like different Roman Reigns matches, He wasn't in all of them, but he was in some where he got like bumped or yelled at by Roman Reigns or whatever the case may be. So he like hears his music and he's just sitting there like, that's long term storytelling. Just that is long term storytelling right there. So he had this look of fear on his face, like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me now? Because it seems like something always happens to him when he's in these matches. And the bloodline's involved. Like, he's getting beat up. He's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So that, him having that expression on his face, that's like long term storytelling right there. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. I loved it. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and then as he's coming out, we all know what's going to happen. More than likely, like, he's going to go basically do something to Solo. And then, like, as he's coming out, Michael Cole's saying, like, who's he here to help? Is he here to help Cody Rhodes or Solo? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, you had to say that because I can't sit here and say 100% sure that I knew he was going to hit Solo. 90% sure. It would have been cool if he would have just went in there and hit both of them and just be like, y'all figure it out. But he got in that ring, Superman, Solo, boom, looked at Cody Rhodes. They gave eye to eye, and he just shook his head. He left the ring. Cody Rhodes was like, what the fuck just happened? Crossroads, boom, 1, 2, 3. Jacob Fatu is still down there, dealing with the knee injury. And Cody Rhodes' music hits, and you see Roman walk away, and he still kind of looks back as he walks, and he's like, he's still got that anguish that he lost his championship to Cody Rhodes. So that's something to keep an eye on too. If that match happening again, maybe something. I don't know. You never know. But it was good. And like I said, Jacob Fatu had the injury. I thought legit he was hurt. But come to find out, I was reading. I don't know how true it is, but if it is, that's brilliant booking. Brilliant booking right there. That the injury wasn't real. It was scripted, so he wouldn't interact with Roman Reigns because they're saving that for later down the road. Maybe like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, somewhere around there, right before WrestleMania. So I was like, if that is the case, and they told him, hey, you're going to do this and you're going to fake the injury, so that doesn't let you get involved with Roman Reigns right now because we want to save that down the line because we don't want to give away what we can sell later on, which is brilliant booking. So, but he did a fabulous job selling. I thought he was legit hurt, just like I thought Rhea was hurt in her match. Phenomenal job selling. Phenomenal. I was like, they had me. And while I read that, I was like, oh, that's phenomenal booking. But I can't wait to see where this whole bloodline goes. I'm assuming it's The Rock is in charge and Solo's just running the ship right now until The Rock returns, and then we get the OG bloodline. And you saw Roman's shirt had OTC, Original Tribal Chief. So we get that. And then Solo, which I think eventually you'll come to find out The Rock was pulling all the strings to begin with after Roman left. So we get that, and then we'll get the WrestleMania match next year with Roman and The Rock. And we'll probably get like a bloodline, original bloodline versus new bloodline at Survivor Series, I'm assuming. But yeah. And then one final thing I saw that made me laugh the fuck out loud was I saw a sign as Solo was walking to the ring for the main event. Somebody had a sign in the crowd that said Temu Bloodline, the TEMU, that store that it seems like fake stuff come up on. Somebody had a sign that said the Temu Bloodline. I lost my shit. I was like, that is the greatest sign ever because that shit was funny. That shit was funny. That fucking great. But like I said, overall, I enjoyed SummerSlam. I thought it was good top to bottom. Story wise, it was great. I mean, you had, like I said, like I'm more into like storytelling. Like, can you captivate me with the storytelling? All the moves in the match are gonna be there, but I want the story. I want the story. I want you to build up the story and then hit those big moves later on towards the end of the match. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed SummerSlam, and I can't wait to see some of these new championship runs and where it goes, and some of these new storylines and new feuds, and see where it goes. Especially now that Roman Reigns is back, and see where that goes. And because now everybody wants Roman Reigns back, right? Y'all didn't want him back. Y'all wanted him gone when he was champion. Now he's not champion. Y'all want him back. I mean, me personally, I wanted him to win. I just wanted him to keep going. I enjoyed Roman Reigns. I thought it was legit, but and that's not throwing like shade at Cody Rhodes. I have nothing against Cody Rhodes. I mean, he's great at what he does. He's having a good run, but I was just a Roman Reigns fan. I was enjoying the whole bloodline thing. We get it to continue, eventually leading up to the Rock versus Roman, and bloodline versus bloodline, and maybe Survivor Series type match, bringing back old school style Survivor Series. But I can't wait to see where it goes. But that's all I got on WrestleMania. Let me know in the comments what you thought of. I keep saying WrestleMania, SummerSlam 2024. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite match? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna get out your hair. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this. But recently, the Olympics this past weekend has officially ended, and I think it was we got as a country in the United States got 40 golds. I mean, overall in the total medal count, we dominated, but we were tied with China for 40 apiece in gold medals. They were second overall too. It seems like it's always United States and China like first and second. But I just want to give my overall thoughts on the Olympics and some of the stuff I just found myself watching that I would never thought I'd be watching. But like I said, the Olympics just ended this past weekend. It basically ended with basically basketball. I know the women played on Sunday for the gold, and the men played on Saturday. But don't you do this to me, internet connection? Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare do this? Do you understand me? Can I be able to quit? Oh no! Don't you do this? Don't you do this? Please, there we go. I just had to move it away. You know, I'm downstairs. I'm internet don't come that great, but I mean, the Olympics, phenomenal. I fucking love watching every bit that I watch. I mean, usually I'm always every time the Olympics comes on is gymnastics, swimming, track and field, and then basketball. Like especially if arguing the men and the women make it to the semifinals and the finals. I didn't really watch too much of like the lead up. I got to watch part of the semifinals and then I watched the finals of both basketball games. But those are usually the ones like I like to watch, and then in between I like to see what else is happening. Like I'm happy skateboarding. I know, I'm not sure when that was at, like a few Olympics ago, but that should have been the Olympics a long time ago. But I'm happy that is in the Olympics because I used to skateboard back in the day, so I'm happy that was there. So I always try to get a look at that. And whatever else is on, because there's so much shit on that I'm just like sitting here trying to watch it. But like the Olympics were in Paris this year, so everything happened like early in like the morning hours, Paris time. So by the time it was showing over here, everything had already happened, and I'm already seeing like spoilers on fucking social media that this person got this medal. I'm like, can y'all stop sharing it, please? So it's like hard, like you see something like, oh my god, but I still want to watch it. Like I fucking want to watch Simone Biles, like do her thing, and Team USA and the all around, and then the individual events, and then the apparatus, or I think that's what they call it, where they do each event singularly. They each do an event, like they'll do the beam, and you get a medal for that, and then you do the uneven bars, and so on and so on. But yeah, just I hated that part. I was like, okay, what time does stuff come on? Shit comes on like at 6 a.m. our time. I ain't gonna be up that early during the summer. I mean, granted, I started going back to work and doing like in service days, but still, I don't want to wake up that early. Tell me why I found myself waking up early on like the last 4 days to watch some shit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up early because this shit's getting exciting. But I would watch all the other shit when it came on NBC, like primetime in America, and they show like the major ones. So we were watching swimming. Katie Ledecky, unfucking believable. I watched that whole race of the 1500 meters. I was like, That's fucking amazing. She lapped the competition in the 1500s in swimming. Fucking amazing. And the swimming was great. Like the relays, just the individual melody races, the breaststroke, the butterfly, freestyle, all those. I mean, it was like, what was it? Australia. They were just like dominating. It felt like, but we were able to tie their medal count with the last relay race, which the women had. So that the swimming was fun to watch. It really was. I mean, we were in here. We didn't win them all, but we did tie with Australia in the gold medal count, which they couldn't. They couldn't because they don't like hearing the cowbell. And here, what the one lady said, I guess she didn't like hearing the cowbell every time we'd win. So I was like, ring that fucking cowbell, get that cowbell out there. Anytime the swimming came on and we going up against the Australians, I was like, ring that fucking cowbell. It was great. It was great. The swimming was great. Gymnastics fabulous. Simone Biles. I don't know what to goat. She even put the goat chain after she got in the all around. Got first place. Her and was it her and Suni Lee in the all around? They got first and third. As a team they got gold, but then they went in the all around. And they got first and third. And then the individual ones. I don't think Suni Lee plays because on beam she fell. I didn't watch it, but her and Simone fell on beam, and they didn't place in that. But Simone Suni Lee, great. After like hearing about her story, like from last year, like having some kidney infection and disease, where she was like, I guess from like water fluid built up, and amazing story for her to come back and do what she did. So congrats to Suni Lee for coming back and doing the damn thing. She was fun to watch because she just has like this excitement of joy. Like I'm just happy to fucking be here. And then her and Simone getting the bronze and gold in the all around was great. It was a great moment. I was excited for that. And then we got to like the individual, and we got to it on the floor routine, which Jordan and Simone were in, and the one girl from Brazil got first. Which here's this thing, and that's not to take anything away from the girl from Brazil that did place. Like she was excellent, but in no way, shape, or form was her routine near the difficulty level of Simone Biles on the floor. Now, I think her routine was better dance wise, but like the difficultness of it was nowhere near the level of Simone Biles. And the only reason she got second place and the Brazil girl got first is because Simone Biles stepped out of bounds twice. And I was just like you want to like these tiny technicalities because what she's doing was way more difficult than what your routine was. And that's not taking anything away from you. Like I can't do this shit. I know I can't do this shit. I can do a cartwheel. That's it. I can do a round off and a cartwheel. I can't fucking backflip. But the shit Simone Biles does is fucking amazing and nobody else does it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, she stepped out of bounds. Her routine is way more difficult. That's all I'm saying. So like, I get it. Like, yeah, you got gold, but at the same time, you didn't. Yeah, you got gold. You won. You beat her. But really, she stepped out of bounds twice. Just her foot stepped out. Because why? She's out here doing these fucking flips that nobody else does. Like I'm in 12 feet up in the air, and she's like this tall. She's about the size of the height of my wife. I think I don't know how tall she is, but she ain't nothing but this tall, and she up there, boom, up here 12 feet in the air. I'm like, fucking amazing. But it's like she stepped out of bounds on the floor routine during that individual event. That's why she got the silver, not the gold. But it is what it is. But then we could talk about what happened afterward, about the whole scoring fucking debauchery that the judges fucked up. So Jordan Childs went. She was the last to go on the floor routine in just that individual event, and she did her routine. The score came in. At the time the score came in, she didn't place. It was the other girl from, I think it was from Romania, and another girl from another country would have placed bronze, or they would have tied for bronze, I believe. And Simone is silver, second place, and the girl from Brazil first. But then the score got changed because apparently the judges didn't score a part of Jordan Childs' routine to give her the points. So they went back. It was like, oh, we got to give her this point. So that jumped her into third place and knocked the other two out from the positions they were in, which was, I felt bad for the other girl because at one point she thought, I'm going home with a bronze. And then, like, less than a minute later, it's like she's no longer going home with the bronze and Jordan Childs get the bronze. And it's like, oh my God, well, now we're in this whole situation to where it came out a few days ago that the Olympic Committee or whatever saying Jordan Childs has to give back her bronze medal because Team USA, the coach, I guess you have a specific time to challenge a score. Like you have like a minute from the time the score is posted to challenge the score. And they're saying that the coach didn't put it in time. It was a minute. They put it in a minute. They challenged at a minute 4. And then they're saying, well, she has to give back. Basically, the other girl is going to, the original scores are going to be what they were before it got changed. So that basically means that Jordan Childs would have to give back her bronze medal. And then the USA, like a few days later or a day later, after that statement came out, said, oh, we're appealing. And we have video proof that they have video timestamp proof that they did, in fact, challenge the score before the minute was up. They said they went to the judges, so challenged it at 45 seconds into that minute, and at 50, and again at 55 seconds, and they had video proof. And we're like, oh, well, she's going to keep her bronze. And then I think it was the IOC is what they call them, came back and said, yeah, you can't do that. We don't care. She's going to have to give back her bronze medal. Like, you can't appeal it. It's already set in stone. This is our decision. I'm like, that's bullshit. It's this judge's fault that they scored it wrong. It's a judge's fault. Not her fault. Not nobody's fault. Except the judges. They scored it wrong. They fucked up. In the story. Why she had to give back her bronze medal when the judge made the mistake and didn't score her routine correctly. If they score her routine correctly, we avoid all of this fucking mess. And granted, they're saying that the U.S. didn't do it in time, but if they have proof that we have video timestamp proof that we did at this time within the minute time frame to challenge the score. If they do, I'll say you need to look at that fucking evidence. That's like somebody getting convicted of something and we're like, hold on, we were on appeal. We have evidence that says I didn't do this crime. You have evidence that they did this. You need to look at it. That's just being bullshit. You want the bronze medal back? If I was Jordan Childs, I'd say, you got to come get it because I ain't sending it back to you. And really, what this should happen is they should just give the bronze to all 3 girls because I think the other 2 would have tied for bronze, if I'm not mistaken. So they should just give them all 3 the bronze medal and let's just go on our merry way. All right? Because the judges fucked it up and now we're in this whole mess because the judges didn't score it accurately. Had they scored it accurately, we wouldn't be in this mess. That's all I got to say on that. Jordan Childs, do your thing. Keep your bronze medal. Listen, you are still a bronze medal on the floor routine, right? You're still an Olympia medalist. You are a bronze medalist on that routine in the 2024 Olympics. Don't let anybody ever tell you you didn't win that because you did. You didn't earn that. Don't ever tell the judges fucked that shit up. But like I said, gymnastics was great. Swimming was great. I couldn't wait to track and field. It was great. I mean, I love watching 100. Finally, we got an American winning the 100 in Noah Lyles. He won the 100 barely. I was like, I didn't know that was the rule. Like, it was like the sternum, the first person's sternum or the torso to cross. So I said sternum. The torso is the winner. Because I was like, oh, that guy's head and foot step first. But then they went back and they showed it as like the torso, first part of your torso, which is like from here to right here. You can't see, but you know, in that mid rear area from here to right to your waist, I'm assuming that torso area that crosses first, then you're the winner. And I was like, the track and field events were just amazing. Like they had multiple races. Like even like the other people from the other countries like running these races and other events like the shot put, the long jump, the pole vaulting. I'm not gonna talk about the pole vaulting. The one guy, nope, not gonna mention it. Don't care. But just other pole vaulting, I saw they were like going fucking high. The javelin, the discus, the fucking long ass runs, the 1,500s, the 300,000 meters, 5,000 meters, 10,000. I was like, this is all great. And then there's the one girl in the 800. I think she was from Great Britain, Hutchinson's. Bro, I know she's not from the U.S., but she was amazing to watch run. I ain't gonna lie. Like in the 800, I think it was the 800. She had the first lap, and then she got the last on the last lap, but like probably the last, I want to say like 180 meters. She just took off and just said, "Fuck y'all, I'm done." I was like, that was amazing. Like watching some of these people run, and then all of a sudden at the end, like after it's been a long run, this has been like more than two, at least 2 laps or more, and all of a sudden somebody takes the lead and just takes off. It's fucking amazing. Gabby Douglas over here just out here running the 200. I mean, the women did phenomenal. Like I ain't gonna lie, it was more exciting watching the women in the track part than the men. I ain't gonna lie, it was amazing. But they did their thing. I know Shakari Richardson didn't medal in the 100, but she came back and did the thing in the fucking that was it fucking the 4x1. She took old girl to town. She was like, no, I'm done. And then she looked over at her and was like, you ain't winning this. I'm winning this. I was like, that was amazing. That 4x1 by the women were fucking amazing. I don't even want to get into the men's 4x1 because that's a fucking shit show. And it's been a shit show for a long ass time. And it's time to fix that shit. Just like Carl Lewis said, we need to fix this shit because this shit is horrendous. The 4x1 on the men, I have no words for. I don't even want to talk about this shit. The 4x4 for the men, we can talk about that shit. The 4x4 by the women, we can talk about this shit. The 4x100 for the women, we can talk about this shit. 4x100 for the men, fuck out of here. Get me out of here with that shit. That was embarrassment. That was an embarrassment. Total embarrassment. Obnoxious. Ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about it. And then Noah Lyles in the 200. He came in third, and come to find out he had COVID. So it is what it is. I was hoping he was able to get the 100 and then the 200 because we haven't had that. The 100, 200 American winner, I don't know when. To be honest, I don't know when. I know Michael Johnson won that shit. No, he didn't run the 100. He won the 200 and then did the 4x4. Oh, Michael Johnson back in '96 with the gold shoes. Woo, that boy's a beast. But we got that, and then that guy from Africa got in the 200, just came out and just like fuck it. And then Kenny from on American USA, he got second, and No Lies got third. But the track and field, like I was watching the high. You had the high jump between the two men. You had one from what country was he from? I'm not sure. You had a guy from USA and a guy from another country. I want to say like the Netherlands or something. I don't know what country it was, but they went back and forth. That was amazing. I mean, just the track and field events were just, I thought they were like the best I've ever seen. I ain't gonna lie, like all the races, like the ones that were close. And then the ones that got blown out, you're like just amazed by like what the fuck just happened. So like I was amazed by this shit. I was happy. And then I had the women's gold medal match on Saturday. You had the men's basketball gold medal match on Saturday. We watched the soccer game. I was like, let's go. Let's get this shit against Brazil. That soccer game, like the only time I really watch soccer like that is when it's like for a medal or some shit. Oh, I heard something. Hello? Do you hear that? But that was amazing. The men's basketball game in the final. Steph fucking Curry. That's all I gotta say. If you did not watch the finals, the gold medal match with USA in France, just go watch like the last 5 minutes and watch what Steph Curry does. Cook them. 4-3. He scored 12 points in like 2 minutes. Hitting threes with double teams, hitting threes with Wimby in his face. Do you know how tall Wimby is? Victor Wembanyama, the rookie of the year this past year in the NBA. He plays for France. Do you know how tall that man is? That man is tall. Hand in the face. Steph Curry's like, I don't give a fuck. Steph Curry going right. You don't know about me. You don't know about me. At one point, I was like, give the ball back to Curry. The man had a double team. He passed it like to LeBron. LeBron passed it to Durant. I was like, get the ball back to Curry. They gave it back to him. He's sitting there dribbling around doing Steph Curry thing and just hit it. We were like, oh my fucking, blew my fucking mind. Like, I know Curry could do this shit on the regular, but getting to like really just sit down and watch it. Because if he's playing my team, I don't want Curry to do that shit in the NBA when he's playing my Dallas Mavericks. But watching this shit, I was like, this shit was amazing. And that was a close game. Even the semifinal the USA was in was close. They had to really dig that fucking one out. But hey, that makes them stronger for this game. And this game was close. I forgot that Rudy Gobert was on the French team too. And they had Victor Wembanyama. I was like, God damn. Yeah, I got two tall ass motherfuckers. But Steph fucking Curry just, and this was the first time he's been on the Olympic team. I'm amazed by that shit. Like, wait, Steph Curry ain't been on the Olympic team before? Well, we needed him. If we did not have him in those like 2 to 3 minutes at the end of the gold medal match against France, they wouldn't win. They don't win. They get second. Steph Curry we got that win. It's collectively, LeBron does his thing, KD does his thing. Everybody plays their role. But then at the moment in time, you need somebody to do what they need to do. And I guess Curry had 36 points in the semifinal match. And then he came and just had 12 points. It was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. He's just in there. He just hit like 4 threes. And like, he hit a three. France came back down, hit a shot. I was like, okay. Steph Curry come back, put it back up to 6. France come out, put up. Then now they're just 3 now. Steph Curry come back. No, fuck you. They go down, miss a shot. No, Curry said, no, fuck this double team. Fuck you. I'm Steph Curry. I'm the greatest shooter ever. It was fucking amazing to watch. It was fucking amazing. Oh my God. Give that man his flowers. Give this man his flowers. He don't play for my team, but give that man his flowers. Because without that moment right there, we don't win the gold this year for the men's. And then the women's, they fought hard to the end. And guess who they played? France. I feel like that's what it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be France, USA for the gold in both the women and the men's. And they went out there and they balled. I watched the whole game. I was like, let's go. At one point, they got down, but they came back up. And then it was close. Like the men's gold medal after Curry took over, it was out of reach. But the women's game was close all the way up to the end. I was like, you had the one girl, I forgot her name, on the France team. They were down by like 5. She come down and hit a 3. I was like, damn, she just hit an old girl's face, head in her face. I was like, the girl's taller than her too. Right in her face. Fuck you. I'm hit. We gonna win this. But Team USA, they do what Team USA does, You got Kelsey Plum out here hitting critical free throws. Yeah, I know the women. Don't get me started. They out here balling out. But and then you got it down to them being down by 3, France. And it was after Kelsey Plum hit the free throws. Clutch free throws right there. That's why free throws matter. They're important. She hit the 2 free throws. There was like 4, maybe under 4 seconds left. They had to come down with no timeouts. The girl got the ball. She shot it, but I knew as soon as she took off, her foot was on the line. The ball went in. I was like, oh, wow. I'm doing, bro, this game, they talk about football game inches. I think basketball game inches too. Because if her foot on the line, she made that 3. She made it 2 because her foot was on the line, so it was 2. Banked it in. I was like, oh, what a way. That was an exciting game. The women's was exciting because it was close the entire time, all the way up until the final buzzer. Until the clock struck 0, until the very last possession. Like, it was start to finish, close. It was intense. It was great. I enjoyed it. Fucking shout out to the women. Hey, they're going to be a beast, especially in the next 4 years when they got someone like Caitlin Clarks and, Angel Reese's and some of the younger girls that are going to take over. They're going to be I feel bad for whoever's got to play them. To be honest, I don't know who the men's going to have at this point in time because, LeBron is going to be probably retired. Steph going to be retired. KD going to be retired. All what I say dogs on the team that over the last 20 years, they're going to not be there. I really don't know who the men are going to have for the 2028 Olympics. I know who the women are going to have. Yeah, you're gonna have Clayton Clark. You're gonna have Angel Reese. What's the one's girl name? Paige. You're gonna have Paige. You're gonna have probably Juju at that time. You're still gonna have some of your other veterans that you have now, like Kelsey Plum, uh, Ajaya Wilson, some others. So you're gonna have a mix and match, and they because they've won like 6 gold medals in a row, the women's. So I don't. They'll be fine. I really don't know about the men. I don't know who's gonna be around. I think Steph could potentially. I don't think Katie or LeBron will, or like Joel Embiid or who else was on the roster? Some of the older cats. Yeah, I don't think they'll be around. But the Olympics were just exciting. But the stuff I found myself waking up early to watch, bro. I watched the men's marathon and the women's marathon. That just started at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Uh, us or Central Time for my time. I'm in the Central Time zone, so I woke up. I was like, I found myself watching the men's uh marathon. I was like, I watched most of the race, and then I was like, oh, the women's is the next day. I woke up early to watch the women's because I was amazed by the shit of how they could run that fucking long without stopping, and then at the end sprint to the finish and they have to go up hills. I found myself watching that, and then I found myself watching road cycling. I watched the entire men's. I didn't watch it start. When I turned it on, I was amazed by it. I was like, okay, what is a peloton? And then what is the leaders? I was like, what is this? Oh, the peloton's a group in the back. I was like figuring this shit, Googling it as I was watching so I could understand the language what the announcers was talking about. I watched this race. This was like a 7-hour race. I got into it and they already started. I watched the last 5 hours of it, of the men's road cycling race. Like the 7 hour, 1 day fucking race. I'm like, how do they do this shit? They literally have to eat while they're riding the bike. In the men's one, the guy who won, I forgot what country it was. Like he eventually got to the lead and he was like last couple miles. And the announcer's like, I mean, this guy's gonna win, barring malfunction. This man's tired. At one point, you see him riding, and he's like going like this. You're thinking he's calling. I thought he was like celebrating, waving to the crowd. This man, like literally 10 seconds later, his bike wheel falls off or something malfunctions with the bike. He's like, his bike's over here by the guardrail. He's telling his team that has a bike on the car, because I guess they have their teams follow them on cars and with extra bikes. He's like, get over here, I need a bike. You can hear the panic in his voice, like, oh my God, if I don't get a bike now, they're going to catch me and I'm going to lose. I'm not going to come in first. He would have lost. I think he would have placed. But he got it on and he plays. I was like, that shit was wild. I was like, that was intense. That was an intense, like, 30 seconds of him falling, him calling, like, I need a bike. That shit was amazing. I watched that whole entire race. I watched it. And then I was like, oh, the women are coming on the next day. I woke up to watch that. I woke up after they're already halfway in. So it was about 3 hours I watched that race. The ending to that fucking race was fucking amazing. When the USA lady won, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I don't remember the name. Lots going on in the last 2 weeks. My brain is fried. But it was like 4 of them making a move. They call these things, you got to make your move. When are you going to make your move in the cycling? They got to like, I want to say last 3 miles. She made a move. Like everybody's waiting. They're going to wait to make their move. She said, fuck this, I'll make a move. And she just took off. I was amazed by that. Like for the last 6 hours, she just been cycling. Came from the back, got to the front, to the leaders. And then all of a sudden, and the other 3 were like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? I guess we'll just stay together and then we'll try for second and third, guys. Because she just took off and was gone. I was amazed by that. I think her name was Kate. No, I forgot her name. I'll have to look it up. I'm sorry. But that shit was amazing to me. I found my shit watching cycling and marathon running for the Olympics. I'm going to watch more of that. I really got into that cycling. That shit was amazing. And the running. Now I want to go run a marathon. I want to train myself to run a marathon. Like I can run a mile without stopping. My goal, like right now, I'm on a goal to get to like an 8-minute mile. I'm under 10, which I'm happy about. It took me a couple weeks. It was at like 12. I got to like 11-ish something. and I got to under 10. Now the goal is just to get to like 8. I'm like 38 years old. I don't know what the average is for my age range. If I can get to 8, I'd be happy. But like me and the wife, sometimes we'll go around like 3 miles, but we're like run, walk a little bit, run, walk a little bit. But now I feel like I want to do like a marathon just to say I done one. But I don't know how you train for that. But that's what it is. I enjoyed the Olympics. It was great. It was fabulous. I cannot wait for the 2028 Olympics. If I get this podcast to where it's going to be, I'm hoping I can take this shit out to LA in 2028 and just get interviews for the podcast and just take it off to the next level, because that would be fucking amazing. I kind of want to go. I even want to volunteer for the Olympics. That would be dope. But hopefully get it to a point to where it's like I can interview people at these big events like this and take the AK show on the road to like events and just interview people that are involved in those events. That'll be dope. But that's all I got for today. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I know we hear long. Maybe I can split this up into 2 episodes. Maybe. I might not. I don't know. I could split this up into 2 episodes. I might do that. Just split up into 2 different episodes. Part 1, part 2. So it's just not all one long one. I think I might do that. So this episode that you heard, this is part 2 of it. Part 1's I had it earlier, but then I had to go to work, and now this is part 2. So I think I'm gonna split this up into 2 episodes. Part 1, part 2. It'll still be on the YouTube page. It'll just be part 1, part 2. SummerSlam Olympics, part 1. SummerSlam Olympics, part 2. But tell me what you thought of the Olympics. Tell me comment what sport you just randomly watched that you were never watching. And thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Very much appreciated. We up here. We trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's the next goal. Until next time, I'm not sure when. I think it's either going to stay coming out on Wednesday or it's going to come out like on a Friday or a Saturday. I'm not sure. We just got to figure out week by week. It could be a random day. You never know. But I'm going to continue to do it weekly, even though I really have no time. I just have to wake up in the morning and record it. But before I get off here and log off, the girl from Australia breakdancing. Breakdancing is not going to be back in 2028 Olympics in LA. If you haven't watched, go find the breakdancing Australian girl lady. God bless her heart. And just watch that, because if you listen, I can't breakdance at all, so she could probably do better than me with whatever. But I've seen breakdancing before. I don't know, man. Just go look it up. It was funny. And she got 0 points. You know, she's got a score for 0. The only person can score 0. And the only time breakdancing has been in the Olympics. And it won't be back afterward. But I am excited flag football is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. So is softball and baseball. Excited for that. Especially for the football. Softball, that's cool. I like that. Softball should be a pro sport too. But I think I had that conversation before. But I'm going to get out your hair. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Let's get it. Let me see what we got on tap for today. Remember, this is part 2 of this episode, just to let you know. But I'm going to get up out of here.